AITA for no longer letting boyfriend eat what I cook after he rated my food in front of my family. So sorry if formatting is bad. BC I'm on mobile. My 25 boyfriend Jerry, 31, has a culinary art diploma. He works 2 jobs related to his field, 1 as a chef in a restaurant and 2 as a cooking instructor. We've been dating for almost 16 months now. BTW. I had no real experience in cooking, but he encouraged me to learn and helped my skills improve so much, even though he has a habit of rating every meal I cook, which I find a bit rude. For example, X meal gets 7/10 or Y meal gets 8, 3/10, or even Z meal would have gotten 9/10 if the sauce wasn't so salty, etc. I didn't feel great with him rating my food no matter the score, but he says he's helping me improve. So, my family came over to visit and I wanted to cook their favorite meals. Jerry sat with my parents and chatted till food was ready. He started eating and kept making comments about my choice of meals. Once he put his fork down, he cleared his throat and literally started rating every dish I made by giving me 7/10 for this, 4, 8/10 for this, and 6/10 for this. My family were so confused and I was floored. I felt awful as he kept giving advice on how to improve my score next time. He kept a straight face while doing it. It was awkward, just awkward the entire evening. We had a huge argument after my family left, and I told Jerry that he acted poorly and embarrassed me when he started rating my food in front of family. I said to him that I won't have him eat what I cook anymore. He said I was overreacting and claimed what he was doing is just constructive criticism and I shouldn't take it personal since he's just used to rating his students' work. I said I wasn't his dang student and he wasn't Gordon Ramsay to be heavily putting my efforts down in front of family. He got offended and said my reaction was way over the top since he was just giving constructive criticism in order for me to make progress, and said he was trying to help and that Gordon Ramsay comment was totally uncalled for and just a low blow to his abilities as a respectable chef with a respectable career. He then asked what made me think it was okay to come at him like that over few ratings. He stated he was hurt and went to stay with a friend for the night, probably expecting an apology from me. AIAT? NTA simply rating food isn't constructive criticism. And then saying, your comment was uncalled for and a low blow, but his wasn't? You have nothing to apologize for. Let him make his own food. NTA. Sheesh. This is the real world, not Yelp. If you're both working on improving your cooking, then constructive criticism is generally fine. Not when it's not asked for though. It doesn't need to be every meal and definitely not in front of guests. He may think he's helping, but this has turned into belittling and looks to be a power trip. Your Gordon Ramsay comment was right on the money. 10 out of 10. Dash. I would ask him why he sees you as his student and not girlfriend. What he did was incredibly rude and uncalled for. Do you guys go to a restaurant and he rates the food too? NTA. Tell him to make his own food. NTA. He's rude and cannot read a room. Needs a lesson in etiquette and to GTFO his high horse. Him staying WA friend is also a huge red flag. TBHI would be done. NTA. Congrats, after 16 months you have learned that your boyfriend is the asshat. I love it when people think they are being helpful by giving unsolicited criticism and are clueless on how arrogant that is. Plus this guy wants an apology from you. This would be the tipping point for me in a relationship. This guy is 31 and won't be changing to be more self-aware, more sensitive anytime soon. NTA. Rate him every time you do the deed. Let's see how he likes it. NTA. There are other ways to give someone constructive criticism than rating all their cookings. Like maybe, "Hey babe, this is a little salty. Maybe try less salt next time, not that hard." He sounds like he has some kind of God complex and thinks he is better than you. You need to sit him down and make him listen to how it makes you feel without him turning it around and making himself the victim. NTA. What a weirdo. Show him the door if you haven't already. I mean, I think you know your NTA in this case. Your boyfriend's dedication to rating you as inappropriate and weird. If you asked for feedback after the fact, that's one thing. But either he genuinely doesn't understand social cues or he's intentionally trampling a boundary. NTA. You can clear this problem up quick. Start rating the sex. NTA. I think he was trying to flex and let everyone know he is in culinary school and how accomplished he is. And he did it by putting you down. Each of these things alone is immature. But together is even worse. Quite frankly, this level of ignorance about social appropriateness is unacceptable at his age. If you stay with him, this will not be the only awkward story you'll have to tell. If you didn't ask for his constructive criticism, which apparently you never did, that's just him being an obnoxious judgmental asshole with a superiority complex with food just because that's his work field. I would definitely refuse to ever cook for him. Especially since he's that good he can cook himself. And would most certainly judge his food. Once he get a Michelin star maybe he can talk shit. Definitely NTA. Cold-hearted. Cruel BF. 3/10 on the boyfriend scale. Unlike your cooking, he'll never improve because he's not interested in getting better. NTA. But if I were you, I'd start rating everything he does. Didn't put dishes in the sink 0/10, drank from the juice carton 1/10. You at least didn't spill any sex 4/10. More focused on self. Left me unsatisfied. Screw this guy. Seriously. He sounds like a pompous ass. NTA. But your boyfriend sure is. He hurt your feelings. You were trying to tell him that he hurt you, and what does he do? This man says you hurt my feelings. He makes it about himself. Dump him. Screw that manipulation. NTA. He's a prick. NTA. You're absolutely right. Him rating your food when you're alone is bad enough. But doing it in front of your parents is horrible. He's obviously clueless about the effect he's having. My guess is that he's got a big head on his shoulders and he likes showing off his expertise about what food is good and bad and give suggestions. Guys like to show off their expertise. It's what we do. But it also has to be done with sensitivity and in the right way in appropriate times. He's just basically trying to play the big shot and show you how expert he is and has no clue how demeaning or belittling his comments are. Especially when it's in front of your loved ones. So I think you're right to be offended. But I think this problem goes deeper than just not having him taste your cooking. Unless he could see how wrong his attitude is. And how offended you are. And how inappropriate his comments were. I think you're going to have problems along the way in many other areas as well. This is basically an attitude problem more than an issue with that one incident. So unless you can get him to see that his attitude needs to change and he needs to come down a bit and be more sensitive, I think you're going to have issues. NTA. So he can dish it out but can't take it. Frankly, I would pack up all his belongings and have them ready for him to pick up by the door. Do you want to be treated like that for the rest of your life? If you ever have children, do you want your children to think that behavior is okay? The only way to even consider taking him back is under the requirement that he is the sole cook in your household. After all, that seems to be the only thing he is good at, since he feels a constant need to tear you down while trying to build himself up. Edit to add. Op could have quipped back in front if her family that a cook is only as good as the instructor she is trained under. Grin. Yup, I would have been that petty. NTA. Why do you let yourself be treated this way? Red flags all over the place. Get out of this.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.